can't stop
fighting for human rights.
The time is 12 o'clock. President Muhammadu Buhari assures Nigerians that 2023 elections will be free of intimidation. Katsina State confirms 4 monkeypox and 53 cholera cases. Presidency says 115 killed and 73,379 displaced as floods hit 22 states and the FCT. On the foreign scene, 4 German tourists killed in Zambezi plane crash. In sports, Alex Iwobi bagged second assist of the season in Everton's 1-1 draw against Leeds United. Good afternoon. This is the live news update on Human Rights Radio and Television. I am Harirat Ismaila. Details of this and many more shortly. President Muhammadu Buhari has assured Nigerians that there would be no intimidations of any sort, whether materially, morally, or physically during the 2023 elections, stressing that the kind of leadership that thrives on intimidation will not benefit the nation. The president gave the assurance in a statement on Tuesday by his media aide, Femi Adesina, while receiving some governors of the All Progressive Congress, led by Governor Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State, at the State House. President Buhari reiterated that his administration will continue to respect Nigerians by ensuring that their votes count and the people's voice matter in choosing political leaders at different levels. He further assured Nigerians that the APC will continue to bequeath strong political institutions that reflect their choices through non-interference in elections, citing outcome of polls in Ekiti, Anambra, and Osun states as cogent indicators. The Defense and Police Officers' Wives Associations, the POWA, is set to establish an Armed Forces Post-Traumatic Stress Order (PTSD) facility to care for military personnel with such conditions and other mental problems. This was made known in a press conference on Tuesday in Abuja by the POWA president, Vicky Anmunli Irabo, who noted that with the ongoing war against insurgency, many military officers may suffer post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD) and some other forms of mental problems due to their experiences from the battle zone, hence the need for the PTSD Center. She further commended the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, and the service chiefs for their unwavering support towards the project, noting that other stakeholders drawn from the private sector would assist in seeing the success of the project. The Katsina State government has confirmed 4 cases of monkeypox and 53 cases of cholera in the state, although no death was reported as the concerned patients had been treated and discharged. The State Commissioner of Health, Danjuma Danja, disclosed this at a session organized for health workers in Katsina, where he was represented by the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Mustafa Kabir, noting that the confirmed cases were discovered from the samples of 27 suspected cases recently sent for laboratory tests. While stating that the 27 suspected cases were from 9 undisclosed local government areas in the state, Danja urged residents to always observe simple hygiene rules and not hesitate to visit any nearby health centers or hospitals if they notice any unusual developments in their body system. He further disclosed that from January to date, about 803 suspected cases of cholera were identified, out of which 53 were confirmed positive, with rapid diagnostic tests across the states, adding that they were placed on free treatment jointly sponsored by the states and local government areas and partners with very good outcomes. The federal government says it has met almost 80% of the demands of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, while describing the union's decision to extend the 6-month-old strike embarked upon since February 14 as unreasonable. ASU had announced its decision on Monday to indefinitely extend the prolonged strike following a meeting convened on Sunday by the union's National Executive Council. Reacting to the development, the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education, Bem Gung, stated that the federal government had deployed all measures to end the strike, stressing that there is no need to drag it further as almost 80% of their demands had been attended to. He further revealed that the government has already set up a committee to harmonize the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS, University Transparency and Accountability Solution, UTAS, and the University Peculiar Personnel and Payroll System, IPPS. And meanwhile, the presidency says that the heavy floods which began since the beginning of this year have claimed the lives of 115 people, with 277 others injured, while 73,370 persons have been displaced. This was revealed in a statement issued on Tuesday by the presidential spokesman, Garba Shehu, who promised that the federal government will continue to provide assistance to individuals and communities hit by the disaster. The presidency also urged public-spirited individuals and organizations to support thousands of people in need of urgent help, while advising states and local governments to step up their level of preparedness in handling emergencies. The statement further assured of deeper collaboration with states and affected areas through timely response and resources, but appealed to inhabitants of flood-prone areas to always adhere to the early warnings advisories by agencies involved in climate monitoring and disaster management. Some of the affected states include Lagos, Yobe, Borno, Taraba, Adamawa, Edo, Delta, Kogi, Niger, Plateau, Benue, Ebonyi, Anambra, Bauchi, Gombe, Kano, Jigawa, Zamfara, Kebbi, Sokoto, Imo, Abia State, and the FCT. You can follow all our programs live at Bracketed TV on channel 110 and Human Rights TV on channel 113, all on TSTV. You can also catch us live on the internet on YouTube and Facebook with the handles Human Rights Radio TV and Bracketed TV. Stay connected to the station redefining broadcasting. Now to the rest of the news. In the rest of the news, local authorities say that 4 German tourists and their South African pilots have died after the plane crashed shortly after takeoff in northeastern Namibia. According to the police, the deceased were traveling on a chartered Cessna 210, which plunged into the Zambezi River. Chief Inspector Eliphas Kuwinga confirmed that there were 4 occupants and a pilot, adding that they all died on the spot. The plane was said to have crashed a few minutes after taking off from the Impalila Island, which lies in the Kavano-Zambezi Transfrontier Conservation Area, a unique ecological site with waterfalls, forests, and marshes, and home to several wildlife species. And now to business news. The House of Representatives Committee on Finance has condemned the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, OAGF, for failing to provide accurate data on internally generated revenue of various ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, of the federal government. At the continued hearing of the proposed 2023 to 2025 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper on Tuesday, the committee decried the discrepancies in the financial records presented by the OAGF and the National Oil Spill Detection Response Agency, Energy Commission of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC. The chairman of the committee, James Faleke, stated that the lawmakers primarily have responsibility over the Office of the Accountant General, as the Committee on Finance oversights the OAGF and as such should take part of the blame. He further said that if the lawmakers had been hitting the OAGF hard in terms of oversight, things would have been different. And moving away from that to the world of sports. Alex Iwobi has provided his second assist in all competitions this season as Everton held Leeds United to a 1-1 draw at Elland Road on Tuesday night. Tuesday's result means that Everton has failed to win any of the club's 5 opening Premier League games with 3 draws and 2 defeats. Iwobi set up Anthony Gordon to put Everton 1-0 ahead in the 17th minute before Luis Sinestera equalized for Leeds on 55 minutes. Gordon slid the ball through Leeds goalkeeper's leg after latching onto Iwobi's defense, splitting out, but Sinestera beat Jordan Pickford after finding the bottom corner to make it 1-1. Iwobi's first assist of the season was in Everton's 1-0 win away to Fleetwood Town in the Carabao Cup last week Tuesday. The result leaves Everton in 15th place on 3 points in the league table. And still in sports news, Nigerian forward Umar Sadiq will undergo his medicals at Real Sociedad today, ahead of his permanent transfer to the club. Sadiq's club Almeria and Real Sociedad have reportedly reached an agreement for the transfer on a deal worth €25 million, including add-ons, plus 15% sell-on clause. The 25-year-old is a direct replacement for Sweden international Alexander Isak, who has joined Premier League club Newcastle United. Sadiq was Almeria's leading scorer in the last 2 seasons, and his goals last term saw them regain their place in the Spanish top league. He has scored 2 goals in 3 league appearances for Almeria this season. And to end the live news update on Human Rights Radio and Television, here is a recap of the main stories. President Muhammadu Buhari assures Nigerians that 2023 elections will be free of intimidation. Katsina State confirms 4 monkeypox and 53 cholera cases. Presidency says 115 killed and 73,379 displaced as floods hit 22 states and the FCT. And on the foreign scene, 4 German tourists killed in Zambezi plane crash. In sports, Alex Iwobi bagged second assist of the season in Everton's 1-1 draw against Leeds United. This bulletin was produced by Novlin Nwankwo at the newsroom with Mohammed Sani Babangida at the MCR of the Human Rights Media City News Center. I am Harirat Ismaila. Good afternoon.
Human Rights